Hello everybody, welcome to online class. In the last class we have discussed regarding the meaning of finance, meaning and definition of the financial system, characteristics, objectives and functions of the financial system. In today's class we will discuss regarding the structures of financial system and the how the economic financial system is responsible for the economic development of the country. Okay, so let's begin with the structures of the financial system. So we'll discuss regarding the meaning of the structure. What do you mean by the structure? Structure means the shape or the components and they are orders in the financial system, and they are interrelationship between the components which are mentioned in the structures. So the structure of the financial system is classified into 5 types, that is regulatory authorities, financial intermediaries, financial markets, financial instruments as well as the financial services. The first one is regulatory authorities. See, the regulatory authorities, that is the whole system is regulated by what? Ministry of Finance, that is, and Security Exchange Board of India, Reserve Bank of India, and Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, that is IRDA, and Reserve Bank of India as the central bank of our country, exercised control over all the financial matters in the country. Okay, next comes is financial intermediaries. Financial intermediaries act as a middleman between the savers and the borrowers. Okay. So this financial intermediaries is classified into 2 types, that is banking financial intermediaries and the non-banking financial intermediaries. Banking financial intermediaries are performing their services or rendering their services according to the Reserve Bank of India Act of Reserve Bank of India, and they have a banking license. But when we come to the non-banking financial institutions, non-banking financial institutions render the services, that is they render the bank-like services, but they do not have a banking license. Okay. Next comes is financial markets. The financial market is a place where financial transactions take place, that is where the buying and the selling of the financial services takes place, is known as what? Financial markets. So this financial market is again classified into 2 types, that is money market and the capital market. Money market is the market for short term securities or the services, then the capital market is the market for the long term funds. Okay, this capital market is again classified into 2 types, that is primary market and the secondary market. Primary market is the new issue market, that is in the market where the fresh securities are bought and sold, that is the securities are bought and sold for the first time. Then the secondary market is the market for the stock exchange, that is here the already existing securities are traded, that is bought and sold. Okay, next comes is financial instruments. See, the financial instruments are nothing but they are the instruments or the assets which are used for raising the resources for the corporate entities. Okay, you can take the example like the bank deposits, government bonds, debentures, equities. Okay, that is equity shares. So this financial instruments are classified as direct financial instruments and the indirect financial instruments. That is nothing but the primary securities and the secondary securities. Okay, the primary securities or the direct securities are those which are issued for the investments directly to the savers without any financial intermediaries, without any middleman. Then it is known as what? Direct securities. If the securities are sold through the financial intermediaries or the middlemen to the savers, then it is known as what? Secondary securities or the secondary market. Okay, next comes is indirect securities or the secondary securities. Next comes is financial services. Okay, the financial services are nothing but mobilizing and distributing or investing the savings are known as what? Financial services. So you can say that all the activities which are involved in the transformation of savings into investments are known as what? Financial services. So these financial services are again classified as fee-based services and the fund-based services. Fee-based services are the advisory services which are performed or rendered in order to get the incomes in the form of the fees. Okay, and here the services are rendered on the basis of some asset securities, asset based securities, like you can say the hire purchase or leasing. Okay, their asset will be kept as a security so that to get the funds. Okay. So this is what structure of the financial system. Next comes is financial system and the economic development. Okay, see the financial system is considered very important in the economic development of the country. The components of the financial systems are interrelated so that to achieve what? Economic development. Okay, how that will understand with the help of the diagram. First one is savings. Okay, see the financial systems and the economic development link through what? Production function. Okay, that is production function requires what? Money, man, machine, material, technology and knowledge. All this requires what? Finance to buy. So what this financial system does is it allocates the money from the savers, those who have a surplus money. Okay, from them it collects what? The savings or the money, surplus money, and it invests into the productive projects. Okay, this leads to what? Investment. As I have told you, the production function requires what? Money, men, machine, material, technology and knowledge. So all this requires what? Finance to buy. So this investment leads to what? Capital formation. In order to get all these requirements or the materials, the business or the trade or the commerce needs what? The capital. So in order to get that capital, or how the industries get the capital? From the investments done by the savings or the savers. Okay, that leads to what? Capital formation. Okay, next is finances. Next is creates employment opportunities. When the capital formation is done, the industries invest these capital into the production function, which requires employees to run the process. Okay, to carry on the process, it needs what? Employees. So this creates what? Employment opportunities. Okay, this leads to what? Employment opportunities. When the people of the country gets the employment, their per capita income what? Increases. When they are per capita income, per capita means what? The income of a particular person increases. Okay, every person's income increases. When the per capita income increases, it increases what? Standard of living of that particular person. Okay, when the standard of living increases, he contributes his revenue. Okay, the whatever the saving, whatever the income he gets from that, the part of his income he has to contribute for the government in the form of what? Revenue. When he contributes to the government revenue, it increases what? National income of the country. When the national income of the country increases, they all together lead to what? Economic development of the country. Okay. So this is how the financial system contributes for the economic development of the country. The next comes is issue of Indian financial system. What are the challenges or the issue that the financial system is facing in the country, that we'll discuss. The first point is existence of monopolistic structure. Okay. See, there are some institutions, financial institutions, which have its whole management or the control or the regulation in the hands of the single structure or the single owner. So this leads to what? the issue, that is, this leads to what? The inefficiency in their working or lack of effort in the mobilizing the savings of the public. Okay, like the life insurance, you can take the example of the life insurance business, which has its control totally in the hands of the LIC. So this leads to what? The monopolistic structure, and that leads to what? Inefficiency in the working and lack of mobilizing in the savings of the public. Okay, next comes is existence of dominance of specialized financial institutions. Okay, that is, the industrial financing today in India is provided by the financial institutions established by the government, both at the national and the regional level. So the specialized financial corporations like development banks act as a distributive agencies only. They do not accept the savings. Then how they are going to get the funds? They are going to get the funds from their sponsors, and whatever the funds they are going to get, they only involve in the distributive activities. Okay, since they derive most of their funds from their sponsors, they fail to mobilize what? Savings from the public. So this is a serious issue for the growth of an efficient financial system in the country. Next comes is lack of coordination between different financial institutions. See, most of the important financial institutions are owned by the government. Naturally, the government is the controlling authority of these institutions. So this causes for the problems of coordination. Similarly, these are multiplicity of institutions in the Indian financial system. There is a lack of coordination in working of these institutions. Next comes is the financial system is politicized, giving rise to excessive political interference. See, this political interference will understand in two sections, that is, in case of loan portfolio, the culture of repaying loans was adversely affected by the political pressures. Okay, then the financial repression, that is, repression means what? The lack of freedom for the banks and the financial institutions in their investments and the credit programs. The political influence through public, that is in its day-to-day working aspects like recruitment, transfer, promotion and internal controls, which puts banks and the financial institutions strain in their performance. Okay, next comes is decline in productivity and efficiency of the system. That is, the productivity and efficiency of the financial system declines when customer service is poor and yet the transaction costs are high and the administrative expenses are increased. Next comes is weak capital market. See, the main objective of capital market is what? To promote economic development through the mobilization of savings and their distribution to productive purpose. But industrial finance in India is concerned corporate customers, that is companies, and these corporate customers raise their financial resources through what? Development banks. So that is the specialized financial institutions. So ultimately corporate customers need not to go to the capital market. So this is the reason for inactive and the weak of capital market. Okay, this is what some of the issues of Indian financial system in the country. The remaining things we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.